Hi guys, okay, we're out doing a little scouting and I want to share some sign with you. Now, this is a young buck. And here's why us old guys, men, say hello, Bear.
Hello, Bear.
Us and Bear know this is an old buck. And we're going to start with what caught our first attention was this. See this rub right here?
Right there.
He's just scraping the bark down almost like 10 inches from the ground and coming up. That's about it. Now, he hadn't kicked out anything down here at the ground, but he's scraping it right there. That gives us a rough idea how big he is. Now, when you stand here and you do this, there's a spot, there's a spot, there's a spot, there's his big spot, and there's his big spot. We can tell this is a young guy because he is marking territory, and one right over there. He's like a young dog. It's got a marked territory on every bush, every tree you can find. Now, this one is the most defined. Right here, and those are a set of his tracks right there in front of you. And you come up here and you look at this bush, you can see he's nibbling.
You can see right here.
Nibbling just the tips.
And right there where he's bit the tips off.
Yeah, and that one right there, he's just marking the territory, just nibbling, etc. So what's this going to tell you? Well, what this tells us is this is going to be a very easy to kill buck because he's young and he's excited and he just, you know. Right now it's warm. We're about to have a cold front come back in. It's going to drop the temperatures down in the 30s. Right now it's 80 and it's New Year's Eve. And it's 80 degrees and 85% humidity. And within 48 hours it's going to be a highs in the 50s and lows in the low 30s. You know, so yeah. This would be a good place to be sitting and watching because he's young, he's going to run everywhere and just mark territory. He's excited. This is probably his first big breeding season, and so he's just motivated to find something. Now, is it a good buck to take? Maybe so, maybe not. One, yes, it'd be easy to take him, and this would be a good idea if you had a young one, like a granddaughter or grandson you're wanting to take out. This would be a very easy to hunt deer. But he's not going to be big, he's not going to be well fluffed out. At the same time, we kind of want the good ones to keep breeding. So if he's got a nice rack on him, let him go. Yeah, he's excited. Good. This means he's going to be a very prolific breeder. You're going to get more deer herd. On the other hand, finding that old mossy horn that's the big one. He's big, he's thick, he's got the big rack and everything, and he's almost solitary. He's so old he don't even want to mess with the does anymore. That's the big one that goes on the wall, because that's the most meat. But we just wanted to share this with you right quick. We're going to look around a bit more and I may come back and show you some more stuff. But that's how you can tell when you're looking. If there's a lot of them in a close space and they're relatively small and the rub is relatively low to the ground, that's probably a very young buck and he's just marking territory. He's excited. That means an easy hunt. Stay with us. Okay guys, we just finished that talking. We were right, there's the truck, we were right there like 15 yards. We came around into this cut and there's the next scrape right there. Now he clawed this one out real good and he's nibbled a little bit on that yopon right there. So he's obviously going through here. This would be a good place for stalking. Yep, there's another one right there. This is either, he's marking that one. It's either one or you're looking.
He's starting to fight this.
Yep.
He'll take his horns, his antlers, and put them up in there and fight it.
Like he's fighting another buck.
Yeah.
Now this may be one buck or this may be several young bucks. It's still kind of traveling together. And you know, like teenage boys, they all get all full of
spit and vinegar.
Spit and vinegar, yeah, thank you. Spit and vinegar. And they all want to get out there and show off a little bit. So one probably found a rub and everybody else starts rubbing and bucking and snorting and etc. Okay guys, any idea what kind of mushroom or toadstool or whatever that is? Bright orange with yellow. Not going to touch it, but you know, just asking. Okay, right yonder at the curves where the You know, we went around the curve and I showed you the next one around. We found 2 more markers. Here's where one's chewed up to the Yopon. And then you go right there where that shiny grass is straight ahead of you in that little V. That's a major highway with them going into this tall grass and stuff to bed down. So this is running, that's the river right there about 30 yards from you, dropping down a steep bank. And so this is a major highway right here for them. This is just a logging road that doesn't get a lot of car traffic. But it, you know, we come down here and that's about it. But they're using it as a major highway going back and forth along this large clear-cut area.
Point back to the river.
Yeah.
To show you how close we are to the river, if you'll look, you go up on these trees and they suddenly stop. It's like a wall. And then there's a gap, and then way out there, there's another set of trees. That's the other bank. Yep.
So you're looking at, we're about 20 yards at most from the actual drop off. And then that might be a 15, 20 foot down to the water, and then it's probably 75 or 100 feet across to the far bank.
Yeah.
So they got plenty of access like this ravine going down right here. They can probably walk down that and get to the water and get across the river if they needed to. So major highway area. Alright, we're about 150 yards from where we started, and here's another one where he is marking Yopon. I'm convinced by now, and there's another one right over there and another one right over there. We've probably seen 20 scrapes and marks in the last 5 minutes. I mean, these are recent, you know, guys. It rained a few days ago. These are in the last few days. And you can see old ones from the long past. So this is definitely a group of young males that are full of vinegar and want to mark territory a lot. And you look how this thickness is right here. It's perfect cover for them. They can just turn and be ghosts and disappear, and you look in there and you can see little trails where they'll just duck their head and walk up into all that thick stuff. This is this road that we're on. Bear was telling me this is the old federal road. This was actually a road back in historic times in the 1800s that followed along the river that modern technology has abandoned. There's another one right there, nibbling on that Yopon. And so when you turn and look at this road, and you see it back to there, this road has been continuously used since about what, 1800 what?
Probably earlier than that. Probably middle 1700s.
Yeah, because we got
there were British outposts after the French and Indian War in this area. Well, not in this specific area, but up around Wetumpka and over around Columbus and Phoenix City.
Yeah.
But this is part of the old historical federal road that went from up Phoenix City, Columbus, Seal. Seal, Alabama is one of the oldest settlements. Comes right down through Louisville, which was founded in 1817, and right along here and straight on down to Pensacola.
So this road that's now on private land, it was never developed, never paved, never turned into nothing. But you know, when the city grew up over here on that side, and up there is a major highway now. All this was abandoned probably in the early 1900s, and just, you know,
earlier than that.
Earlier than that, and Bear's family has owned it since probably the 1800s. So yeah, that's what this road is that we're on, is the old federal road. And here's another deer scrape yet again. And right there, and right there.
One right over here.
There's another big one. If there's a low-hanging bush and there's bare dirt, that's an indicator. Now you see here, this is an older, more mature buck. How can I tell that? One, look at the size of this. This is probably 8 feet. The drag marks are probably 24 to 30 inches long. That's a bigger buck with a much longer reach, see? He's reaching up here and nibbling on limbs that are fully 4 feet off the ground. That's a bigger buck. That's a fully mature buck right there. And you see right there is the road going back to the lake over. So he's got water. He's got access. He's got all this cover. He's marking and telling the ladies, we're here, ladies, whenever you're ready. So I believe the bulk of those we just found were young ones, but that is a mature buck. Now right there would be a jam bang up campsite, wouldn't it, guys? That's actually one of the old, back when the Indians used this road, and whenever, and here's another fresh, I mean the sand is still dry. Kick out and scrape right there. Another one right there, and another one right there.
Getting kind of redundant.
Yeah, it's getting kind of like, you know, might have to shoot in self-defense here in a minute. There's a little yellow poplar that's gone down. Plenty of stuff for that, for making barks for fires and birds' nests and cordage and stuff. Now this is one of the old campsites. This has been maintained by Bear's family, but it was a place that back in the days when this was a working farm, this was where they kept. There's what we're hunting. There's the big boy. Yeah, now look at this one. Very fresh, deep. You see where the federal road keeps going right down here along the river. That one's probably 3.5 to 4 feet across. Up under the
4 inches deep.
And about 4 to 6 inches deep. And there's another one right there where that one is saying, hey, I'm with this guy. It's fresh. I can still see very defined scratch out marks. I know you can't see it in camera, but I can see where he's throwing the dirt all the way from here to there, 10 feet out. Now right there's the river. And an easy access for the deer to go down to the river for water and etc. So yeah, if one were so minded, because we know they're using this old federal road, it would not be hard to come into the lake up there, come in by the road, come to the lake, quietly come down along that entry right there and get either over there in that area or get up in this broken shrub up in here where I would prefer to get, and get one of these trees in my back, and I'd have 3 to 5 major intersections and that big boy. Be here right at sundown, be back right before sun up. You might catch the big boy a little late because he spent too much time with the ladies. We'll see. Okay, show you how warm it is today. Those lumps on the log over there is about 6 to 7 big river turtles. There's one just went in. That's how warm it is today. The reptiles are still out and functioning. Have to watch for snakes. Okay, once you notice this big old cedar tree right here, where something has been clawing it up. Now this ain't a deer, because it comes up and it keeps going up, and it goes up about 8 or 9 feet, and then there's a little bit more up there about 10 feet. And then when you get around on this side, you can see it's also been chewed up all the way up there. Now some of that's natural come off, but that ain't. And you get up there close, you can see the marks. I'm thinking that's a bobcat. Thinking a bobcat went up there and clawed his way up bad as a showing off. See how wide it is one side and the other? That's him gripping the tree from both sides and sharpening his claws and showing off as he's going up and down. Or he might have had a coyote or a dog after him and decided to go up there and mark territory. Well guys, we appreciate you coming along with us. Just a simple afternoon looking and doing a little scouting. I'm going to be doing some hunting here in a couple of days. Hopefully I'll get a deer, and if so, we will show the video to that. But I will post this, and I'd like to say Happy New Year to you, and hope things work out well for you in the year to come. Do me a favor, if you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me to feed the algorithm. And me and Bear, say goodbye, Bear.
Bye, Bear.
Wish you safe journeys, and have a great day, guys.